going to be creating a buckyball slash soccer ball. Now the first thing we're going to need to do is go ahead and make a whole bunch of pentagons. And if you don't know how to make the different shapes like the pentagon, please check out my video called NeoCube Basics. It's in the descriptions of this video. Now as you can see, I have 12 pentagons, and I actually have some leftover NeoCube here. And with this I have just enough to make 4 9-sphered triangles. Now once again, if you need to know how to make a 9-sphere triangle, please look for my video called NeoCube Basics. It's also in the About This video, which is right over there. So let me go ahead and make those triangles. Okay, I have the triangles made here, and now we're going to go ahead and put them together. Now when putting the triangles together, you need to be very careful that they are non-interlinked connections. If you need to know what that means, check out my video of NeoCube Basics. But what we're going to do is we're going to just try to touch the tips, and it's repelling, so I know this is not going to work. So I need to flip this triangle over like that, and now it attracts, and it makes the non-interlinked connection. Now I'll go ahead and do that with the other two. Well, this one needs to be fixed just a little bit. There we go. Now what we're going to do with these 4 triangles is we're just going to bend them like this. And that makes a little bit of a cone. We're going to put this to the side for a moment and get back to our buckyball or soccer ball. Okay, so now we get to move on to the fun part of actually creating the soccer ball slash buckyball. Now when doing this, you want to bring them together slowly so that you know for a fact that they are going to make that non-interlinked connection. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. That's an interlinked connection. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to very carefully take this part off, and I need to flip this, but I can't flip it like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push down like it was a push top, and it kind of spreads out the little spheres. And then if I keep on going like that, I turned it inside out basically right there. And now it'll connect just perfectly. Continue to work very slowly around. This is an interlinked one, so once again I'll very carefully take it off and then push down on it and invert it. There we go. Getting there. Well, this is another one I'm going to have to flip inside out. Another one. And then the last one, we just want to be careful, make sure you match them up with 3 on 3. See, that's not working, so I'm going to flip it inside out. So I'll go ahead and do that. And now, very carefully, I want to match it up with a 3 right there. And then just close the lid. That's it. And there's your buckyball version 1. Now also, you can take this extra piece that we put aside and very carefully put it over one of these holes, like so, and then you have like a little globe stand or whatever you want to do with that. Now here's a few alterations or a few different ways of doing the buckyball or the soccer ball that I enjoy doing. Now in order to make this look more like a soccer ball, what we're going to do is we're going to take some of our extra NeoCube here and we're going to place it in the middle of one of these pentagons. Doesn't matter which NeoCube sphere it touches, as long as it's on the inside of one of our pentagons. And then we're going to slowly pull out 5 NeoCubes, or just the center of that pentagon. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that around the rest of this ball, and it's going to make it look more like a soccer ball. Okay, now as you can see, it looks more like a soccer ball. It's very delicate, so be very careful when pulling out the last few centers of your pentagons there. But it looks pretty good. Now let's move on to a different version of this same thing. Now, as I said, there are a few different ways of doing the soccer ball slash buckyball. One is you can do this. You can make it smaller. If you're very careful, you can make the buckyball with only 5 little spheres, of course using 12 of them. Also, you can make it when using a larger pentagon shape instead of just the regular 15. If you give it an extra layer around, you can make even a bigger ball. However, with that, you do have to take out the centers like I previously showed you. So I'm going to go ahead and very carefully try to make this buckyball slash soccer ball. And I say very carefully because the third one that you place usually is the disaster one. You got to be very careful. It takes a lot of patience and a very steady hand. And that needs to be flipped. Okay, the last one, same as the other one, you just gotta be very careful. Match it up correct, make sure it's flipped correctly, and close the lid. And there you go, a very small soccer ball slash buckyball. Now what's really cool is since we have a lot of extra NeoCube, you can actually make quite a few of these with the NeoCube Alpha. Also, let me go ahead and show you what else you can do with just one of these. Okay, so what I went ahead and did is I made 8 of these little 6-sphered triangles. And we're going to take 4 of them and put them together. Once again, making sure that they do not interlink. So like that. Okay, so it's kind of like a really big mouth Pac-Man. I'm going to do that again with these other 4 triangles. Okay, now what we're going to do with these is we're going to close them up. So that we make that little shape again. Like so. Okay, so we have 2 of these. Now what are we going to do with them? Well, we can put them on the ends of this buckyball. And look, we have a piece of candy. How cute is that? Or, you can also do this with the bigger buckyball too. But also, you can make like a little bomb bag from Zelda. This is what the bomb bags look like in Zelda. So, hey, whatever you want to do with that, there's possibilities with the buckyball are pretty endless. Well, I hope you've learned something from this tutorial. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure to look for my other tutorials on the NeoCube. Plus, hey, I do Rubik's Cubes too. So if you've ever wanted to solve a Rubik's Cube, check those out as well. Thank you for stopping by. Now, like always, after you're done making a creation, what's more fun than to destroy it? So let's go ahead and crush it!